Yes, people, welcome back to the Run to Red podcast. And this week, we're going to start with transfers because that's the main topic of conversation, especially if you're a Liverpool fan. Not so much if you're Arsenal. Obviously, CT shaking his head there because he knows where we're going with this. But we're going to start first with, we've had Florian Wirtz confirmed this week. Florian Friday, Uche, how was you feeling?
Oh, wow, I'm so happy, man, especially for Mikey. I knew how happy he was to share the news. As soon as you heard it, he started going off on one. I think he was popping champers on my behalf, weren't you, Mikey?
I don't know what you're talking about. I said the deal was done a long time ago. I didn't mean Friday.
Jesus. That was one of the. Honestly, I don't. Very rarely do I get happy about transfer, but this was it. Big news that is here. Released that, made sure that was shared across different platforms. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Now we get to work. Kerkez on his way by Tuesday, hopefully. And keep stacking. We got maybe get a striker in. Happy days.
I'm just glad he learned the language like Trent did.
Oh, there we go.
Apparently, Frimpong was one who taught him the language. So as they're both coming, then they're prepared properly. But it's not just about stacking, Uche. We're also releasing some players, some squad fillers. Quansah is just about to seal, according to today's news, £30 million plus an extra £5 million transfer fee to.
Straight fraud.
Say what?
It's straight fraud. How Liverpool are getting this much for him.
Yep.
And Ten Hag in at Leverkusen, it's absolutely embarrassing. Quansah is going to be his first major signing after getting rid of Wirtz and Frimpong. They should be writing.
As an ex Man United manager as well, he's probably getting his revenge for getting the sack.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Crazy. He needs to be
top signing for them.
Very good top signing, but it begs the question because I saw Mikey. I swear you said a few weeks ago that if we manage to get any more than 30 million for him, then something's going wrong.
And it's going wrong. That's what I'm telling you. It's straight up good. There's literally no way in this world you should be getting anywhere near 30 million for that player. It's terrible.
He's a under 21 championship semi-finalist, no?
He's rubbish.
Yeah, he's not great, is he?
We're talking about Leverkusen that went unbeaten the season before last. So if we're talking about Leverkusen previously, which were mid-table-ish, a bit above in Germany, then okay. But we're talking about they're trying to run Bayern Munich. And that's their centre-back they're buying.
You sound upset, Mikey.
They're just funding you guys.
No, but the thing is, we shouldn't be responding to these fake news that Mikey is delivering. First and foremost, they lost a lot of players, one of which is Jonathan Tah, which they lost to Bayern Munich. So he needed to be replaced.
Yeah,
right?
So they lose Jonathan Tah to Bayern Munich and they bring in Quansah.
That's not
adding up here, man. The maths
they've also added...
The maths it's not math.
They've also added Flecken from Brentford as the goalkeeper. Things are looking up, man. I mean, obviously, realistically, they were never going to challenge Bayern Munich again like they did before. A lot of things had to come together. They might even lose Boniface the way things are going. It's just one of those unfortunate realities of football.
Might as well just give all their good players and say
Bayern Munich is going to continue winning because you're losing so many players. So they're just trying to solidify top four, which is why they bought him.
Ten Hag. Watch, they're going to miss top four. Watch.
Nah, they'll probably come second or third. Because you got to remember who are they challenging with? That Dortmund ain't all that, man.
But neither are Leverkusen now.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not like
Alonso's gone. Wait. Alonso's gone. Wirtz has gone. Frimpong's gone. Tah's gone.
Yeah, that's a bad.
And Hag's in. Quansah's in.
That's a very.
They're not finished. They're not finished. They're not finished. They're working on it. They're working on some deals.
Yeah, they're working on destroying.
Maybe they'll take Elliot as well. Who knows?
Yeah, well, that's a good segue. Yeah. Good segue, Uche, because today's news also coming out that apparently Brighton are about to put together a £40 million bid for Harvey Elliott. I mean, it's kind of begs the question, Uche, is Liverpool one of the best at selling players? Because that is 70 million pounds worth of. Even just saying it doesn't even make sense. 70 million pounds potentially for Quansah and Elliott, two players who were very much not dead. That's harsh.
That's
very much
just
very
above
much
dead for Elliott and dead for Quansah.
No, but at the end of the day, you say dead, but they're playing under 21 football right now in the semi-finals of the league.
What does that mean?
What's going on here?
Anyone can play under 21s.
It means they're young. I think he's probably 22, maybe.
Shouldn't even be playing.
So
they're telling me a 22-year-old's playing under 21 football.
I said probably. I don't know if he is, but he's either 21 or 22. But obviously, he's allowed to play because you need to be, as long as you're on.
You know my beliefs on this. We went through our young players.
I don't know if he is. I need to check. If he
22 and 23-year-olds are in the running. I don't agree.
It shouldn't be.
No, but I need to check what old he is because I actually don't know. Can anyone check that? I don't know.
How is he generating that 40 million fee though? It doesn't make sense. He hasn't done anything.
But everybody knows that British beef, like premium. If you're getting British players, you're gonna pay the price.
100%.
I don't understand.
Why are you guys surprised? You guys are making like you're surprised. Grealish went for 100 million.
Do you know why they're surprised?
How much did we get for Smith Rowe?
I was about to say
27 or nearly 30 million. Nearly 30 million.
Yeah, it doesn't add up because he was doing
that. Was a good deal, though. That was a good deal for you guys for a start. That was a good deal, wasn't it?
It's not really in terms of what's going on today. We should have got a lot more for him.
Not when Quansah's going for 30 million plus.
Yeah.
Well, it's about what the paying club and doing your due diligence, which your club is not very good.
There's a lot of scams going on in the Liverpool.
There's a lot of scams.
If we go back as well, you managed to get 40 million for Fabinho when he couldn't walk. There's a lot.
That's a good point, Mike.
Be investigated.
That's a good point. How did we do that? But it's not even just that though. Going back a few years, Uche, we sold how many players we sold to Sheffield United and those sorts of teams.
25 million for Brewster.
Bournemouth back in the day as well. They signed a few of our players.
Yeah, to be honest, I was looking at it. A lot of these things are kind of a little bit of a hype job.
Just call a spade a spade.
No, I think it's a bit of a hype job because we're still making losses. So I started to look at since we became champions the first time and players. It just just good business. Sepp van der Berg bought for less than 2 million, gets sold to Brentford for 20 something million. You got Minamino get bought for 8.5 million, getting sold for nearly double that. It's all about scouting properly, making sure that these players are needed, and then you sell them on for profit, and then you use that money, add a little bit on top, and get a better player. The good thing about Liverpool Football Club is that from about, like I said, when we became champions, we're not losing players anymore. So we're always adding quality, and then we're able to do this.
What do you mean you're not losing players?
I said we're not losing players that we don't want to lose like that. You see this trend thing, right? You see this trend thing, yeah?
You didn't want to lose Trent. Let's not do that.
You see this trend thing, yeah? I find it so interesting. After the fact, of course, not before the fact. As you know, I didn't want him to leave, yeah? But I find it extremely interesting that someone leaves.
Bro, listen up.
Within a week, he's been replaced.
Why are you calling me?
I find it interesting.
It was you versus him.
No, like I said, there's no versus here. As I said, I wanted to keep him. But I do think it's very interesting that you lose a player and within a week or so of losing him, you've already replaced him. That tells me that both parties clearly knew and accepted their fate. They're not sitting there waiting for Trent to go. They knew the deal. They just said, keep it on the down low. It's clear. Like the evidence, it shows you that. You don't do that normally. Normally, when Liverpool lose a player, everyone's going crazy. They didn't have to go crazy.
Everyone was going crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But the fact of the matter is, within a week or two, his replacement is there. And also, we've already had Bradley there anyway. You don't think that's forward planning? That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
That's forward planning at its highest level. So you can't be surprised when these things are happening. Because
you don't forward plan for a player leaving that you just don't.
You know what I'm trying to say is at some point, what they call it, January, February, March, yeah, for argument's sake, he would have been they knew that he's not gonna sign.
I knew
they made plans
in the winter when I told you guys.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm saying to you. So, but what on the evidence of after the fact, what we did so quickly tells me that they were working on something ready-made, which was not a direct replacement to do it.
You're kind of fortunate though, because if Frimpong doesn't have that buyout clause, you aren't working on nothing.
Yeah, true. But that's what I'm saying. You're saying you're fortunate, but I think we're extremely fortunate with Wirtz, for example. There's no question about it. We were not even in the picture a few months ago. You played it in the Champions League, right? Then you start putting the feelers out. Then you have to sit down and convince him to come ahead of Bayern Munich. Of course, that's fortunate. You got to take your fortune. You got to take it and move with it. I'm not disagreeing with you here, Mikey. Like, you got to still take advantage of what you have. Then you became champions. We played them. He played at Anfield. He was talking about the reaction of Anfield when he played at Anfield. All these kind of things. You put them all together, and next thing you know, Wirtz is he's not going to Bayern Munich. He's coming to Liverpool. Of course, that. But you have to put the work in. You can't just, it doesn't just land on your lap, man. Like, while you guys are there, buying injury-prone players and, moaning and all that, keep buying quality players every week. It's just, that's not
every week. It's these guys, man.
No, literally, has been pretty much every week.
I'm sorry to bring you bad news, but the fact of the matter is, he's standing in front of you. When we buy players that you don't even know, and you make money on them, it's not fluke anymore. We're good at selling players because we're good at developing players. You might not rate Quansah, which is fair enough. You might not rate Minamino. You might not rate Sepp Vandenberg. You might not rate Carvalho. You might not rate all these players, but they're going for big money.
So don't say about you.
You
don't rate them.
No, I don't rate them. But somebody does. So there's a quality there that they're building. Whatever videos they're watching, whatever things that they're seeing, that's clearly not everyone. They're paying this money. Nothing happened once. It's happened several times. So like I said, you go back and you see it.
You need to start questioning agents and the links and stuff like that. Yeah. Something's not right.
I think there's an agent that is consistent in a lot of these deals.
100%.
Who is it?
In fairness, Mikey, looking at our accounting, apparently we do spend some of the most on agent fees across the division. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a link there. I don't know if there's a link there, but going back to the question, are Liverpool best top club at selling players? CT, I know you love the fact that we get so much money for our players. Why do you think Arsenal don't? What's going on?
I don't think you can compare what we're doing with what you're doing. Don't get me started on that, because
I want to get started.
You've been probably the worst club at selling players in our sort of long history here at the Emirates, even probably Highbury days, to be honest, like Wenger days, we've been poor. So if you're comparing us to yourselves, then you guys are just flying ahead of us. But at this present moment, you probably are the best selling club, but there's probably got to be a lot more investigating going on in terms of why you're generating these fees.
Always
no Liverpool fan can come in here and tell me that Harvey Elliott is worth 40 million pounds.
What? Yeah,
impossible.
On that note, CT, I was just checking his stats for just the season gone. I haven't gone back beyond this season, but
we don't
played 28 times, 18 in the Premier League, only 1 goal, 2 assists, got 3 goals in the Champions League, only 21. He's got a lot of experience. I imagine his appearances for Liverpool probably up near the 100 appearance mark at the age of 21.
Minutes is probably about the 100 mark as well.
Mikey?
His total minutes are matching that. If he comes on for 2 minutes, don't start counting that as 90.
The appearance stats don't lie. But if you put that into perspective, 21 years old, 100 appearances, goals in different competitions, experience playing in a Premier League winning team.
I test, bro. I test. We're not getting my stats.
I love how you're saying goals like the stats are like resounding. Like
he's got 3. He's got 3 in the Champions League. I don't know if any of your players got more than that, and he's barely played.
Who? What?
In the Champions League this season just gone?
Of course they did. We were in the semi-final. If you forgot our run, you got dusted out before us. Don't try it. Who did Elliott score against?
He scored against Paris Saint-Germain, and that's the only one I can remember.
Right.
Off the top of my head.
See what I mean?
Right.
Well, again, like I said, the answer to what that TT should be saying is that realistically, you guys buy bad and sell badly. If there's some major examples, that's the problem. So whether it's Aubameyang, whether it's Lacazette, whether it's Pepe, there's been a lot of big sales that went for free. I think Lacazette went on free, and so did Pepe. After spending all that money, did you walk free? Because you don't buy well, and you don't develop, and you don't do much of it.
We do buy well. We do buy well in certain instances, like every other club. But our managers are loyal to our players generally. Wenger was too loyal to every player. So every player just got to stay at Arsenal and sit there forever. That's
Don't
the way
blame this on Wenger. I'm talking about players recently, bro.
And then you go on to recently, then you're shipping Aubameyang and Lacazette out. Were they bad players when they left? No. They went and were scoring over 20 goals in the next season when they left. So it's not to do with that. There's different circumstances. We are poor at selling.
That's what I'm going to say.
It's nothing to do with the buying. No,
even with that,
Aubameyang's a good player. Lacazette was top scorer in France, wasn't he? The next season.
Yeah. But he went on a free. Oh, yeah, this happened.
And he scored. Wait. Lacazette was top scorer in France, and he scored about 4 goals for us in a season. So, what's going on?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, how does he go on a free? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, even like recently, I think he bought that guy from Porto. Is it Fabio Vieira or something?
He's not gone nowhere. He's still up there.
He went on for like little money. Then you've got
he's still going. He's an Arsenal player. He's back.
This guy.
Oh, you haven't sold him. Okay. Yeah, okay. I thought you sold him.
What about can't sell him? But yeah, no, he's still there.
He can't sell it. Okay. Okay. What about there's another guy that I was thinking before you said that. What about who am I thinking about?
Yeah, you're wasting our time.
You probably sent.
No, sorry. I had somebody up front. Okay, let's say Pepe 70 mils. He definitely wasn't a free. That was it. Torreira, Lucas Torreira.
I like to. You know what? Who messed him up? Emery messed him up. I did like Torreira when he first came, but then he started playing him as like a number 10, some sort of creative midfielder, and it all went to pot. So yeah, we didn't get enough for Torreira, but it's the way we utilize these players as well. We don't utilize them properly. So
I was going to say,
that buying club is going to look at the way that their career is just going downhill, and they're like, I'm going to give you this amount of money. I'm not paying you more than that because the way he's performed, he hasn't performed. So,
listen, the players that we managed to get good money for, Iwobi, we got good money for. Smith Rowe, we got decent money for at the time, but this Quansah deal is making it not look good.
I was about to say, who are the equivalents of those sorts of players? The Elliott's, and it is Smith Rowe's and
Smith Rowe's, and
the Iwobi's.
Oxlade-Chamberlain went for good money at the time. They're the players, and what's the common denominator? They're all homegrown.
100% profit, bro. 100%.
That's why you make the money. That's why you make the most money for me. When you sell the homegrown players, you guys haven't done enough of that. I mean, Chaka went for
Nketiah. In fact, no, we've not done. Nketiah was 25, wasn't he?
Yeah, Nketiah, you got good money. You got money for
Florian Balogun.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
How much was Florian Balogun?
Yeah,
he was around 30 as well.
Don't forget Ramsdale.
We've got rid of these young boys.
Yeah, we're doing all right with them. It's just
so you guys are doing well, basically. Should be bigging you guys up as well, then, yeah.
No.
Don't do that.
Are we getting into transfers? Because I've heard some brilliant news, guys.
Oh, what?
Guess who's linked to Martinelli?
Oh,
Bayern Munich. This is
Bayern
fantastic.
Munich, yes. Wow.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely fantastic.
Show us the money.
It made my day.
Sounds good.
What would you say is a reasonable transfer fee for him, Mikey?
Anything.
Don't do that. Give me a proper figure, bro.
If Elliott's going for 40 million, we should be getting more.
80.
Behave yourselves.
Do you know what? It should be around a 60 million mark. Do you know why?
Well.
I'm looking at Elliott at 40, and then Garnacho, they're talking the 60 million mark. So Garnacho is not better than Martinelli. They're both as rubbish as each other.
He's a good player.
That should be the figure that they're going for.
Yes, Kibsy. Good to see you back, Kibsy. Good to see you back. And yeah,
I would I think Martinelli, that's been made up by Mikey. That ain't happening, man.
Sky in Germany have reported it.
By Munich know their football. They ain't gonna buy no Martinelli, man.
Since they lost out on Wirtz, they're looking for a new player. Sky in Germany reporting.
That ain't happening, mate. That's not happening at all.
It's just fantastic. It's a good Sunday.
He's been linked. They've been linked with Gakpo as well. A few weeks ago, mind
they're
you.
clearly looking for a white player. Sane's gone.
Yeah. They were also linked with the guy that you guys wanted. That's now looking like he wants to go to Barcelona as well. So
he's working for them, but they're not getting the deal done because they haven't got the money.
Exactly.
I don't even want him after that anyway. If when that deal collapses, forget about it.
Yeah, keep kidding yourself. Of course you want him. That's the quality.
Is it now, CT?
I definitely want him.
I do not.
Once he finishes twerking, he can come to Arsenal.
You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, I don't want him. Just like he didn't want Zubimendi, yeah? Congratulations, by the way.
He saw sense in the end.
What do you mean?
He ain't got no cash for him.
The deal was signed a long time ago. I don't know why people are hyping it up.
Yes,
everybody knew.
Have some faith. It's always you, man. Why?
All you have to do now is just I agree for Party to join you guys again.
No, Party's gone.
Yeah, I think that's done.
Are you gonna need to replace him then? Because you've lost 2 and brought 1 in. We need to replace him.
I think so, yeah. Definitely. We'll be looking at some other centre midfield.
Yeah, left back.
Maybe a left back. Listen, if Hato can play there, I'd welcome that transfer.
We'll put my Lewis Kelly there.
Yeah, that's his natural position. So you never know.
We got a question coming. Uche, we got a question coming from Kibsy.
Oh yeah, I mean
Kibsy, that's so disrespectful. What is wrong with you?
They're playing different roles, isn't it?
It doesn't matter what role they're playing.
You know what?
Versus is better than Martinelli in every role on the pitch.
I'm sticking up for Martinelli. You Havertz on the wing, bro.
Guy.
Say that again.
Havertz on the
wing. Havertz on the wing, bro. Are you okay?
Havertz can play any position better than Martinelli.
No,
any.
I disagree.
Come on, Mikey.
I disagree.
What?
You're being harsh, bro. I remember I changed my tune on Martinelli. I don't really like him that much, but no, you've gone too.
Yeah, but you haven't changed your tune on Havertz, and that's an issue for you and you only because you don't see the value of Havertz in the team.
I see him now. He's been in the gym and that. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna be a lot better.
He's a baller. Well, you missed it last week. I told everyone Havertz was versed before Wirtz.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I can
see. He was cold. He was cold back in the day.
I can see where you're coming from.
Well, right now, going to the World Cup, the 3 stars for Germany is going to be those 3 anyway: Wirtz, Havertz, and Musiala. So it's not, these are talented folks. They're the ones that are looking to bring it home for Germany.
Indeed. Just going back to Havertz, something that I was thinking about during the week, and I think we addressed it a few pods ago, but just to get clarification again. So how are you going to set up, if you buy this number 9, that I know, Mikey, you like Havertz as I think you said that on the pod last week, you like Havertz as a number 9. But if you do get this number 9 in, where does Havertz fit into that starting lineup? Because Odegaard, Rice, Zubimendi, I imagine, are the 3. Where does Havertz fit in? Is he going to be Martinelli's replacement playing down the wing? Or how does it work?
I have no idea. I think the truth is that nobody knows what Arteta's planning, because when he brought Rice in, nobody was expecting that he was going to try and start the season with Partey right back and Rice in the 6. But he did. So let's see what he's planning to do. But at least it gives coverage across there, because at the minute he's scared to put anyone in for Odegaard, and Havertz can press as well as Odegaard in that attacking midfield role. None of the other players really press like Havertz does. And
CT, do you see a position for Havertz going forward, or is he going to be
on the bench? I'm going to say on the bench.
There we go. You're so disrespectful.
He'd be a good utility player. He'd be the best utility player in the Premier League. I rate it. Mike, if we get a number 9 in, Havertz has to sit on the bench. I don't want to see him in midfield because I don't.
You know what? I'm going to crack up. We get a number 9 in, yeah? And then the number 9 has to sit on the bench because Havertz is the guy.
Yeah, come on. That's not going to happen. If the number 9 is who we're speaking about, Kerkez, then there's no way that Havertz is benching.
Who's speaking about Kerkez as a number 9? I thought it's Sesko. You guys have got no.
We gave you our stance on this.
Yeah, I know you want Kerkez, but your club doesn't. Apparently,
we don't want none of them.
Apparently, Kerkez has told people that he's coming to Arsenal. So let's see.
Has he told Arteta? Because Arteta doesn't seem to think so.
Hey, maybe Arteta does.
This is bigger than Arteta, man. he hasn't got a choice.
The thing.
Yeah, Berta knows, like.
Take this guy by force. Do something with him.
100%.
We got a question from Kibsy. Does Arteta know what he's planning? I'm assuming he's got a plan, but I just don't see how you can have a number 9 and Havertz starting every week unless Odegaard.
Oh no, you can definitely have that.
No, I think you can. Whether or not Arteta will is a thing, because obviously he likes Arteta. He likes Havertz. So how does he fit in week after week? I just can't see it personally, because Zubimendi has to start, Rice has to start. So then there's just that one position, and Odegaard's your captain. So how's that going to work?
Everyone needs to step down anyway.
Yeah, I did say that a few pods back.
I think this captain thing is a bit over the top. Like you said, I completely agree with you. If he's not working, bench the guy. He ain't doing anything. He didn't do anything last year. He needs to be benched to get benched. It's simple as that. And then you keep it moving.
Rice was more productive than Odegaard. Like, Odegaard can sit.
Because for me, like, anyone has to battle for their team. You're not going to play all the games. So Odegaard can definitely sit some games out, because Zubimendi and Rice for sure. And then if they have to share roles, they share roles. But Kai, to me, definitely starts for Arteta from what I've seen. If he's fit, he's going to start every game, because that's the guy that Arteta likes. I don't know what formation they'll play, but I think those three are almost a shoo-in. Rice, Zubimendi, Kai. They don't even need to look at the team sheet. They know they're starting. Then you walk around that.
Arteta's got to learn how to rotate as well and trust in the rotation, because our first team was our first team. He needs to know how to rotate, because that injury crisis we had with everyone getting a hamstring injury, that can't happen again the following season.
Well, sometimes the pressure of trying to catch up, isn't it? When you guys were behind quite early in the season, you're trying to catch up, and you're trying to catch up with a team that was flying. So unfortunately, you keep playing, and then you know what happens. You start getting twings and twangs, because tension on that feet of yours, the tension was too much.
Look at the players that we could have brought on in those areas, though. For Saka, it was Sterling. we couldn't bring him on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The only player that could have been brought on was Nwaneri, and something must have happened there, because the amount of minutes he was getting towards the end of the season just didn't make sense. He's the only player that could have started for Odegaard, could have started for Saka, and wasn't. And Egypt Marino was in there.
Banging goals, Mikey.
That's another player that needs to be fitted in next year as well, because he seems to be.
No, he's definitely fitted in on the bench.
Yeah, he doesn't get in the first team.
Again, going by Arteta's way, they're gonna want. He likes him. I don't know. He likes him to.
Yeah, he'll be on the bench. Trust me.
There's a question for you. What's your target?
What's this?
Go on, son. Take it away.
You know what? Go on. The way things are going, I don't know. I just need to see some signings through the door first to see what our expectations will be.
We have to answer questions here. We don't I don't know.
The target is to win the league. That's it.
That's it.
That's the target.
That's it.
Surely CT.
I'm not saying nothing until we sign some people.
The target is still to win the league.
Yeah, the target doesn't change though.
Not to win the league.
Yeah,
we'll see what the ambition is.
Whether we can achieve the target is another thing, but the target is to win the league.
The target is the target. I completely agree.
If you don't start with the target to win the league, then
what's the point of playing? Yeah. I agree.
Your work in the background's got to sort of match that as well. If you ain't doing what you should be doing, your target can be whatever. I want to win the Champions League. I want to win this. If you ain't doing the work that you're supposed to be doing, you can say anything. But reality is,
let's be logical here. Then
logical is with the team we have now.
We finished second. Yeah. What's the target for next season?
Then that's it. Then I'll target second. Let's go. There it is, Quincy. Second.
So that's another question. Just the league or win a trophy?
No, I have to win the trophy. Unless it's a Champions League, I don't care about them.
See, I'm different.
That's my stance.
I wanna. This
you
team
want
has
the day
to
out.
Winning.
CP's like the traditional Tottenham supporter. They want them trophies, like
Whoa.
a day out, A day out of the FA Cup. A day out of the League Cup.
How do we ban Mikey from saying that? That's crazy. Tottenham's
The problem with these statements of winning the trophy is no longer a joke in this league, because to win the Carling Cup or the FA Cup is just not an easy thing. That's the issue. It's not one of those things anymore.
It breeds mentality, though, doesn't it? Winning mentality. These guys don't even know what it's like to play.
We've won the FA Cup for years without winning the league. About mentality,
not this crop.
No, but he's talking about this new set of players, though.
Yeah, not this.
What's the difference between this new set and the last set that were winning FA Cups?
No, I'm saying like winning feeling for these new set is a new set of players. Like a lot of them haven't even. They've literally, if someone has been in Arsenal for I don't know when you signed them, but if someone's been at the club for 5 years, since 5 years, they haven't had a winning feeling for 5 good years, and that's a good half of someone's career.
But we're buying players that have won elsewhere.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't know what the stats are, but I'm looking at it. So whoever you signed the last 5 seasons, that means they've spent almost half their careers not winning a trophy with Arsenal Football Club. They might have won it elsewhere, but they haven't done it with Arsenal Football Club. So whether the player is, I don't know, who have you signed recently? Merino or, I don't know, Kai. Kai hasn't won anything. Jesus. Ben White. Odegaard.
I agree. These proper players need to have.
They don't need to listen. I don't care about no FA Cup or Cup.
But you got. I'm just saying that you need to get that. I know what you're saying. We're not caring, but the players gotta care. You want them to care. They're gonna want to win the trophy.
No.
Because to win the Champions League the Champions League or nothing. The Champions League is an extremely hard league to win, as is the league for Arsenal. It's very, very difficult.
It is, and that's the target.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying it's not the target, but you want to win another trophy if possible. I mean, those things are very, very difficult.
Nice to have. That's a nice to have.
Listen, you can't force him. He's not interested.
He's not interested.
So let him live. Okay, let him live. Mikey, if you don't win a league, Arteta out.
No, I'm not in that position. It depends on the circumstances.
It's the target, no?
The circumstances, listen, the circumstances last season, unforeseen.
This season, I'm talking about next. Sorry,
so if we played itself, then under those circumstances, I wouldn't be saying man needs to go.
Okay, that's fair.
If we have a clear run and we don't progress, then he's got a shift.
Okay,
but he's only got a shift if there's a viable candidate to replace him. If there isn't, then I'm happy for Arteta to be there and go again. Because everybody that wants a manager out always talks like there's someone in, the grass is greener. And yet, name a manager to bring in.
Would these guys up there, would they have
I'm
said...
sure we'd get him as well, but...
Would they have said Slot to replace...
He didn't do all our players.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point, CT. Slot, I mean, I think I've said it on this pod before. Before we were linked to him, I don't think I'd even heard of him. So I would never have picked him as a Klopp replacement. So I don't know about you guys, but there might be a manager out there that's...
Thomas Frank? He's been brought in to win a league title, Simply Ace.
Simply Ace. He's called you out already.
One in the mouth straight away. No hello, no nothing. Just let him out.
Okay, so good entrance. Okay, so we're talking about what the target is for Arsenal next season, and something that happened this week is the fixtures for next season have been released. And I mean, Uche, I don't know what your thoughts are. There's some tasty games in there for us. Obviously, the third game of the season is the two of our teams, Arsenal, Liverpool. What do you think about the start of the season for us? Is it difficult or is it just a mixture? Are you happy? What are you saying?
I'm not too despondent. I think the biggest thing for me is where my eyes got drawn. Actually, wasn't the first 5 fixtures when Mo Salah is definitely not going to be around. I think there's a big danger of giving Arsenal Football Club 3 points because we're away at the Emirates, which is almost certainly going to miss. So I'm concerned about that, but that's much, much later in the season. Playing them at Anfield. What's that?
Don't worry, you got Frimpong.
But playing them at Anfield, I didn't say I was that worried. I'm just saying, I'm
backtracking. Beep beep.
Yeah, disclaimer. Yeah, come on. What are we doing?
I don't like losing 3 points. That's a ground.
I was that worried. I'm concerned. Those were the words.
There's one of those games where I feel like any game, I like 3 points to be on the table. That's one where I'm gonna have to concede maybe a point or possibly losing. But Arsenal, they are notorious at bottling what they need. Even last season, they should have won. They bottled it as they always do.
You'll get slapped at the Emirates straight.
It's not a big deal. You have to be careful with that, because you keep saying you get slapped. Last year, you won't
get slapped
and you couldn't get it done. So, in terms of the third game of the season, they will get slapped because that's what happens at Anfield. They get slapped. So I'm not concerned about the very few first questions.
Game 3, yeah.
You just said you were concerned. Now you're not concerned. You
need to make your mind up. But guy,
I talked about 2 separate things. I think you might have missed it.
Okay, go on.
I was talking about that when I looked at the fixtures, my eyes were drawn when Mo Salah is going to miss the game, which is obviously around January time when he's in the AFCON, which is away at the Emirates. I'm concerned about that because that's one of the grounds where I feel the points are at stake. But playing you guys at Anfield, third game in the season, I am not concerned because you get dealt with. That's what I was trying to say. So I'm not actually concerned. Our fixtures is it's a mixture. It's not hard, but it's not easy either. But I expect us to go out flying as usual. Probably
this season. What was the score at Anfield last season?
No, because that was when after the guard. I know you forget it. The guard of honor and us not needing the points, and he ended up as a draw.
What was the score?
I think it was 2-2. I think
2-2. Yeah.
Okay. What was the score the season before?
2-2. 1-1.
Was it another draw?
Right. Yeah. So just to bring you up on, you get slapped at Anfield. Rare. No, you don't really.
No, you get slapped. You get slapped, my friend. No, you get slapped.
I don't like lies.
No. You will get slapped. Is what I meant. You will get slapped.
Okay. Prospectively.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right. The last 2 times, but we can't. We both have to discount the last game because it was done. So it wasn't a competitive thing. Sorry. The season before, you got a draw, which is unusual for you, but you got a draw there. But that was on the new manager. That was on the different manager anyway. So right now you will get slapped.
What are you basing that off of then?
I'm basing it on champions, and I'm basing it on the fact that we can cut you apart with Wirtz and you're going to bring
feelings. On vibes.
Okay. No, you know the vibes I'm getting. I'll tell you the vibes I'm getting. Yeah, I'm getting a vibe that on that day. Oh, okay. Let me answer Real's question. On that day, I'm getting the vibe that you're gonna play Merino and Kai Havertz. That's the vibe that I'm on. And we're gonna play Wirtz.
Don't forget Martinelli.
Yeah, we're gonna play Wirtz and Mo Salah. That's the vibes I'm really on.
I'm glad you're using these vibes as their fake vibes.
That's real vibes. I'm talking about Wirtz, Mo Salah versus Merino and Kai Havertz. That's the vibes I'm on right now, to be honest. I think you guys need to focus on who you can buy. Nobody wants to come to Arsenal. Let's make that very clear.
Yeah, sure. That's why we got Zubimendi.
Well, where are they? Where are these signings? Where are they? Where are these prices?
Around.
Where are they? Where are they, Stevie? Where did you juice? Where are they?
Listen,
I need to refresh the page.
We got a player that rejected Liverpool, so I'm okay.
Who's that?
Zubi.
Zubi. Oh, listen, this is gonna be done. Keep Z71. This is gonna be done. Trust me. I'm gonna find them, found them. They're gonna be there. Trust me.
All right. We need to try and make it happen.
Live watch.
It's not about trying. It's gonna happen. However.
This guy, you're the biggest one to make an excuse on a day about.
No. This is unfortunate due to this thing we're putting us on the spot, so we have to answer. The reason why we can't do a watch along is because,
we are going to the game, I think.
Right, all that chat. We can't do a watch along.
Yeah. Well, no, you guys, you guys can do it. Aki can do it.
Hey, listen, just log on. And we'll do it with you. Yeah. When we pap, you celebrate.
Okay.
So that's the reason, really. We just had to, we had a game, so we can't do it. But if Aki wants to do it with the fans, well, that's what the fans want. That's what you have to deliver. Do it in that honor. But
Aki will be running scared. He won't do it.
We're both gonna be at the game. Okay. Breaking news.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point, Kibsy. Is into next season, we will be doing more watch-alongs together, especially the Liverpool Arsenal games. Arsenal, Spurs as well, simply ace. So yeah, do look out for that in the season that's coming up. But going back to fixtures,
Simply Ace watches those games behind the sofa. Let's be honest.
Simply ace, he's trying to 2-foot you again.
For no reason, just attacking you from every corner.
For no reason. The guy said hello, and all he's got is just 2-footers from Mikey. Arsenal fans, start your season. I've seen it. I think it's a tough one. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. 100% tough. This is why I'm a bit worried about our business in the transfer market because
can we get back to this business talk, please?
No, we do. It's
no. Just one point to make. Go on. Like a lot of these deals, players are contracted up until the end of June, and a lot of these deals that happen before, for financial terms, they want them to happen in July. That's why a lot of them get delayed. Otherwise, you cover their fees, their wages for a month when you don't need to, when they're on holiday.
Yeah,
but so go on. Finish your point, and I'll respond.
Also, there's the financial accounting years with football. Yep. So in July, I expect our signings to be happening. If you get into the second week of July and the signings aren't there, that's the point in time, because really and truly, they just need to be there for pre-season. We've not even started pre-season, so I don't need to see them until pre-season. Then everybody needs to be there.
He's gonna want them too before, isn't he? He's gonna want to have them before your first game. He's gonna want them there before your pre-season starts, at least ideally a week before. No?
No, pre-season starts with training. They're on holiday. All the footballers are on holiday.
I don't know your preference, but I know that it was a big thing. It's a big thing for this manager. That's why we probably delivered. So on your point, it's a big deal. Like, he makes a massive deal about it. He wants his players in pre-season early, all signed and dotted if possible. So I'm just wondering, does Arteta want that or is not bothered?
Yeah. The thing is,
what's the question? I zoned out.
I was saying, what is his preference? Does he normally like to have his players in before pre-season, or is he not bothered? From his record, he's been there for 5 years, 6 years or something.
It's inconsistent, as you've seen with our transfer dealings. A lot of our deals have come on the final day of deadline day. So I can't even say that he's a manager that wants everybody in to get them doing A, B, C, D, or E. But from my perspective as a fan, you better have them in by the start of pre-season because they need to be working and getting fit.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line for me.
I mean, Opta had you guys as one of the hardest fixtures, but I personally, maybe just me, I can't see it. Don't know what the big fuss is about.
Maybe that's because it's draw. It's a trend.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And you've zoned out and you've forgotten those games.
No, that's a possibility. But I'm looking at Manchester United. I mean, yeah, he could possibly draw. He shouldn't draw it, but I could see you drawing that. Yes. Then you play a freebie. Leeds at home. That's a freebie. Yep. Then you play us. That's probably an L, but you're probably hoping for a draw.
Nope.
You're gonna
get an L. Guaranteed draw. Yeah.
No, but I know you're hoping for a draw, but you're gonna get.
No, history says
we lose against the big teams. I'm sorry.
And then Forest, you should slap them. So what's the issue? And then of course you slapped Man City last time. You just slap them again.
Then there's Newcastle away,
and we always lose.
They get slapped.
Yeah, that's an L.
That's where they get slapped.
That's the confirmed L.
Yeah, that's guaranteed.
Wow. Are you guys don't think you can figure that team out by now? It's just always gonna be an L.
There's no evidence of that.
Listen, we had one good game up there where we scored early and controlled the game. Other than that, we've struggled every time we've gone there. So there's something about that fixture that we're not dealing with.
Well, I've got good news for you. We might have Isak, then in which case you should slap them, isn't it?
Dreams can come true, Gabriel. Yeah, so Kibsy, yeah, it's a good point, because if we get through those tough games early on, the away games especially, then it puts us in a good position for the rest of the season.
Gibbsy is not really, because the problem we know with Arsenal's football club and their history is that it doesn't matter what the obstacles are towards, when it comes to April, May, they disappear.
You're stuttering, shut up. So basically,
that's what happens.
If we get those games out early, then we can have a good run in. That is where
It
we are.
doesn't matter about the running.
If we
Literally,
slip up, then it's going to be hard to get Man City back.
it doesn't matter who you play towards the end. You could probably lose to Burnley in the penultimate game of the season. That's how you bottle so many. Do you remember, like, wasn't it this season you guys played? What is it? Was it? Oh, City knows this. Like, you might have been at the game. Did you not play West Ham? Like that terrible West Ham side, and you got slapped at Emirates. Did that not happen around April time? Just like did that happen? Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? I'm not telling you, man. This is what they do. It's like it don't matter who they face. They'll do the impossible. They lost to that West Ham team, dead team like that. They lost to them. Like when they need to get the points, they got slapped at home. By the way, it's like Emirates. They've got a good record at Emirates. They played West Ham, dead. Kudus was doing skills and doing like waving to the crowd and that. Mashed them up nicely. This is what we're talking about. It ain't about who you face towards that end. It's about being able to handle the pressure. You can't do it. So forget all that. The fixtures don't help you at all, mate. You can't handle the pressure. By that time, it's over, man. We'll be waving to the crowd. When can I check? Let me check the fix. Oh man, we can't even get the guard of honor, for goodness sake. I'm screwed.
Not this time. Simply Ace, he's coming back for you, Mikey. Arsenal, Newcastle, always enjoyable game, and I always need a laugh. Just on West Ham, after the Newcastle game, is West Ham at home for Arsenal, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not West Ham can repeat the feat of beating Arsenal away.
The funniest thing is every so often they'll scrape a 1-0 win, but usually they'll get 3, 4, 5. So you can keep chatting. It don't matter.
What do you mean? Doesn't matter. When it mattered, they did.
Listen, we've had consistent games against various teams at home where we've had 30 shots on goal and lost 1-0. It's nothing, and it's happened towards the beginning of the season and towards the end of the season. There's nothing about pressure. Relax yourself.
What do you mean nothing about pressure? How can you justify losing to our West Ham side?
If it happens at the beginning or the end, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, but it happened at the end, as always. You
lose
points when you shouldn't be losing points.
It's happened at the beginning.
No, but I'm talking about when you actually did lose points. You lost to them. CT knows, man. That's why he's keeping quiet. He knows.
Don't look for backup. You're done.
I'm not looking for backup. I know that he goes to the game.
So you them as well early in the season. What's going on here?
You have a fresh memory of it, but it's when it matters. You know, this is the problem. You guys always mess up. So I'm not worried about you guys. Anyway, move on to the next subject.
You're not worried. You're just concerned.
Yeah, I'm concerned when we play Emirates without Mo Salah. It's not something I would like to have. Unfortunately, we have to.
Eki.
Gibbsy, you got it slightly wrong, but we know who you mean.
No, how are you gonna do me like that? How are you gonna do me like that? Yeah? Don't worry, it's Uche. You're gonna get used to it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He wishes he had your confidence, by the way.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, I'm very confident because at the end of the day, we added some real quality. So it's not just by, if it wasn't because of certain people, I did not expect Wirtz to be a Liverpool player. I just did not expect that. So the fact that we added such a high quality offense to something that we needed, it's big news to me. So I don't play. Everybody knows me. Before we started this pod, I used to be very, very pessimistic because Man City were just clear of us. But I can confidently say we can match them.
You think so now, based on the signings we've made and the ones they've made?
Yeah. Based on, like I said, there's certain people that I feel like there was a connection between De Bruyne and Haaland. But like Mikey said, he was injured the year they won it. So you're always going to be a bit skeptical about what they can do. But they've got to get teams together and make it work. We've already know what works. So for me, if we can get a good start and then just keep it going, I expect us to make it. But if we don't, we can definitely do something in the Champions League. So for me, I'm this is probably the highest. I'm very, very high on Liverpool. Probably the highest I've been as a football fan on Liverpool, I would say, honestly, for both, which I can never, ever say before. To be high on them on the league and the Champions League, I don't think it's ever happened. So, yeah.
Imagine we get Isak in as well. That would just
that would just end the league, isn't it? So I would like to see Mikey and CT the day after we do that, just to see what they're going to
say. Exactly. You mentioned Man City there, and the likes of Haaland and the guy who's gone, who's now left them. None of them featured in PFA nominees. because they had a poor season. But we've got quite a few players from both our teams actually who did feature in the nominees for Player of the Year. Obviously, we've done our Players of the Year on the previous pod. So, guys, if you're watching, go back and look at that if you're interested. But for me, there's only one winner here. I think it'll be ridiculous for anyone else to win it. But can anyone see any of those other names getting it? Maybe Bruno Fernandes? Anyone else see anyone else?
You're referring to Declan Rice?
CT, man.
I don't know who you're referring to, bro.
Wait, Mikey frozen. Mikey's frozen.
Mikey didn't want to talk about Mo Salah again and Liverpool players. That's why they just left.
He froze.
I think he's got some technical issues, but let's continue. Yeah, no, Craig, no, we're not talking about Declan Rice. We're talking about Mo Salah, of course. He's got to win it, no?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
because of the season he's had.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more. I don't think there's much more to add to that, unless Uche, you've got something else you want to say on PFA.
No, not at all. I think here it's gonna be very, very. It's just not gonna happen. The players are gonna vote heavily for Mo Salah. Mo Salah is gonna break the record and become the first player to win it 3 times. I think there's no question whatsoever. Well deserved, and that's it. There's nothing else to say. Just there's just no way anybody else has got a chance. 0%.
Yeah, 0%. Also 0% is of CT responding because his screen is just frozen.
Yep.
So Arsenal fans, what's going on today? Welcome back, Mikey.
I have no idea. All I know is that I couldn't take the mute button off, and then I was kicked out.
Okay, that wasn't us. I promise you. I know we lost another one, but that's fine. We move. We're just talking about PFA nominees. There isn't really anyone else other than Mo Salah to win that. But Young Player of the Year, that's one that there might be some movement on. Now, as I said, we did our Young Players of the Years, and obviously the Arsenal fans said,
"No, not obviously."
Yeah, obviously.
Why?
He only played half the season.
Why is he in this list?
It's a very good question. That's what I want to know. What is he doing on the list?
Because he's been the best young player
of the season. Over
Go and look at all the stats
of the season.
Uche, run the stats.
This guy, the way he's so protective of this guy is just funny.
Run the stats.
No, but to be honest with you, it's done by the young. Okay, want me to do the stats? So the stats on him. Let me see. What does it say? Wasn't it the third most foul player or something? Let me find it. Continue to find it.
So Mikey,
we're saving that one.
You said before that you think he should.
Amongst all players to play 1,000 minutes, Miles Lewis Kelly ranked 3rd for fouls won per 90 and maintained the 5th highest passing accuracy.
5th highest passing
accuracy.
93.6%.
5 yards into
part the season.
Also injured.
What did you just say, Ro?
You're
being disingenuous. What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
I said, I'll repeat and be clear.
Yeah, I'll repeat. I said 5 yards into Partey.
Is that what he does?
Isn't it what he does? Doesn't he?
Is it what he does? I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't watch Arsenal.
Then you don't watch Arsenal when you shouldn't comment.
There you go. I don't watch Arsenal like that. Cameron, welcome back. Welcome back. PFA player viewers, tell us. Should Miles Lewis Kelly be winning this?
Based on the list, I think Højsen should probably win it.
Should Uche? Not probably. Should.
No, he shouldn't.
Consistent throughout the season.
He's not been better than Lewis Kelly.
But again, only based probably. But I'm he played most of the game, then he was excellent. He made that move. I think he probably. But if it's Skelly, it's Skelly, man. I can see a lot of young players and the players voting for Skelly. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think it will probably be between Skelly and Højsen. Waneri is a great shout, well deserved as well. But those would be the two I would say would probably have a good chance. As much as he would like it to be a Kerkez, I don't think it would be, purely because it's an English thing. So
scrapping it out.
To be fair, Kibbsy, they're outnumbered. So yeah, I'm not sure whether they'll be winning that one, but they'll put up a good fight for sure. No comments, Mikey. Kerkez, young player of the year, says Cameron Elder. Yeah. He had a good start. He had a good start to the season. Second half, I think
Cameron joined just to be biased.
Now I think you'll probably be between Skelly and Hoyson. That's what I generally think it'll be. So I wouldn't surprise. I'll be surprised if it's none of those two when they announce it. But yeah, I think a good set of lads.
I'll take it.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. They're desperate to win. You're right. Actually, that's a good shot. Let them have it. Congratulations in advance, CT. No, he wasn't on the list. Not on this one. I think he was.
He's too old.
Admitted because he's too old. Probably for this list for the PFA Player of the Year. That's probably why. Because young Player of the Year.
Young Player of the Year should never have 22 and 23-year-olds.
Yeah, so I think he didn't make the list. That's the only explanation because there's no way Gravenberch would not be. There's no way he wouldn't have been. Gravenberch wouldn't have been there if he was on the list. So I'm assuming he wasn't on the list.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see who wins it. When is it actually being announced? Do we know?
I think something like is it August? It's definitely much later. Anyway, just before the start of the season, something like that. But it's far away.
It feels a bit late because yesterday's news.
I think they changed. Yeah, that's it. I will not be surprised. They changed it to try and get the some sort of captive audience, and you can't get that at the moment because there's something else going on.
You guys, Club World Cup, you've been watching it?
Of course, I've been watching it. Any football fan should be watching it.
You guys, man, you're not the only person here.
You know what I mean? Like, and no, I haven't been watching it. It's rubbish.
You haven't? Rubbish, yeah.
Not so.
I've seen.
How can something be rubbish when you haven't watched it?
I've just heard. I've been in the group with you guys as well, and it's not.
No. To be honest, like anything, it's like watching. For me, to me personally, it's no different to watching the World Cup group stages. It's rubbish. It's no different to watching Champions League group stages. Rubbish. There's very few games. So what you do is you pick games that you think there might be a bit of a battle, and people might shock you in some games. Well, let's not act like this. Haven't seen this before. The group stage of Champions League has been rubbish for many years. Many years. As the World Cup group stages. They're not very interesting. They're not very interesting. They're not. Champions League group stages, they're not very interesting.
It was.
No, I'm saying this one now when they changed it. But before, I don't think they were that interesting. They were not great. They weren't that
Mikey,
great.
have you been watching? So I know CT says it's rubbish.
I can't be watching. It's like
my Melody Sundowns, yeah? Is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly. Like, yeah,
you would have missed out.
Listen, when it gets to the semi-finals, I'll watch it because PSG will be there.
Yeah,
there'll probably be a Brazilian team.
They lost the other day.
Yeah, forget that. That doesn't matter.
Don't say
they
that.
Mixed up their team. No, Uche, you gotta be just honest with yourself. They rested players.
And they lost. Choice. But you lose. You lose the players to win.
And it's also a group stage. Top two go through. Yeah. They can afford to lose.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I'm just saying that at the end of the day, you do rotation, you still want to win the game.
Listen,
and they lost.
At the end of the day, who's there? PSG, Real Madrid, City, Bayern Munich, and then the Brazilian teams, probably.
Oh, wait. I think Real Madrid are playing today, aren't they? Let me see.
They're 3-0 up.
Oh, they're 3-0 up.
Yeah, and with 10 men. From early.
Really? Wow.
That's what I'm saying. This is what we're talking about here. So let's tune in semi-finals and see what's going on.
He said, why should any football fan? Because it's a club World Cup and you have the team that are in there. Like I said, if you're gonna criticize the product here, watch the game. Like
the player sent off on 7 minutes and they're 3-0 up.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They're playing for
handicap.
Exactly. What do you expect? I don't know what you guys are waiting for. What do you expect, man? So are you telling me, like, you know, Salzburg's in it, right? Salzburg, yeah. I'm not saying Salzburg. Yeah, some of you they have their rules. But my point I was gonna make is Salzburg. That's the same team that was getting destroyed in the Champions League regularly. This season just gone, like this very season, they were getting smashed up the place, right? Under that great manager of our former assistant manager and the fraudulent Pep. that was there. They were getting smashed up.
Don't hate your guys now. You guys are so bitter.
He's talking bad on them.
No, I'm saying, no, Mikey.
Listen,
the only reason I brought him up
You
was to
treat it
say,
like it's your house and your
no,
family.
the only reason I brought him up was I'm saying that Salzburg were getting destroyed in the Champions League. These things happen when you watch these games. They're group stages. These things happen all the time. The group stages of many tournaments is not very interesting. It's just one of those things. But if you watch the game, you see some skills, man.
Gibbsy would prefer to watch Liverpool's pre-season friendlies.
Exactly.
That's enough for me.
Even
I'd watch the Liverpool pre-season.
We can't have this discussion with people that didn't even watch 1 second of the thing. I guarantee. Also, when he gets to the last 16, obviously is the time to watch it. But for now, you dip in, you dip out, like I would do for any of these other joke things that are happening. I think the World Cup group stage a lot of the time is boring. That's just me. They don't have. It's just one of those things.
Comment from Cameron there about Flamengo looking good. The Brazilian teams, I think they're all top of their groups, or currently anyway.
At the moment,
they're doing well. There you go. That's why you should watch it.
And by the way, they took a break in the middle of their season, so they're ready for this. They're coming for this. So.
What about that though?
Well, like I said again, I don't make the rules here, but there's a reason why. That's just a coincidence that the champions of England and Spain and Italy.
Why are you just defending this competition?
UJ's on the board.
Yeah, you got shares in it or something, man. I don't understand it.
I'm telling you, they're not gonna change the rules once they realize that Liverpool won it. Oh, let's put Liverpool in. They're not gonna do that, are they?
Wait. Didn't they create a rule so that Messi could be playing?
Yeah, but they're not gonna create a rule for the other ones. You know why they created
it. Wait. Stop it, man. They created a rule so that Messi could be there.
After you said yes, and that should have been the end of it.
It's not like it's a constitution.
The problem I have with you guys the problem I have I'm trying to explain it the best I can, but then you're gonna think I'm a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. I can only explain the rules.
No, you're a board member.
No, I'm not a fan of it. No. What they said was no matter what, for whatever reason, and this is where Mikey's point comes in, for example, the maximum per country in Europe is 2, no matter what. But for some reason, they've got 5 friggin' Brazilian teams because one won the Copa Libertadores and blah, 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 right? That's why they're 5. But no matter what we did, we can only have 2 for England.
Wait, stop.
Hey, man, explain the reason why one team's there. What about the other 4? What's going on?
Exactly.
First of all, you said on the board, you need to represent properly.
Yeah. What do you mean? What did you say again?
You said yes to the question, why is Messi's team there? Did they not make a rule up so he could be there? You said yes.
I'm telling you what they did. I'm telling you why they made the rules.
2 per country, but yet Brazil got 5.
I can explain it. I'm trying to tell you, but you're making it sound like I am the one that created the rules. I'm not the one. The reason why Messi was there is because
competition, and it's a nonsense.
No. The reason why, the reason why they created that rule is that they were supposed to. This is their competition, right? They're supposed to wait for the final of that one that Inter Miami was playing, but the dude didn't want to take any risk, and he put Messi in before the final was played. That's where he made the rule up, right? But what I'm saying for the Europe, it was a dumb thing from ages ago. They were always going to have the maximum 2 per Europe because that's why he wanted it. Let's be honest here. The guy is a money hungry, you know what, right? And he knows that the best thing to do is first to host in America. Why? Because if he hosts in America, it's not far from the Americas. So the Argentinas and the Brazilian clubs. That's number 1 priority for him. I can only explain you the rules. He knows what he's doing. Is the only best way to say it. But I don't want to come across like I am trying to do anything here.
Stand on the hill, bro. We don't care about this competition, bro.
No, but they don't need you to care. That's what I'm saying. They generally, like for example, I see people talking about this crowd thing. It just makes me laugh. It's like, don't be that silly. Don't be that naive to fall for this thing. They don't care about these things. They've made it clear they've already cleared 1 billion. So it doesn't matter what whoever comes up.
Why wait. Why are they cleared 1 billion? Because of who?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say to you. They just sign deals. They're gonna make money regardless, whether you watch it or don't watch it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, but I don't want to come out like I love this competition. I'm saying, I'm not. By the way, I guarantee you, bro. I'm not gonna. No. I guarantee you something. By the way, this is gonna be factual. It's not gonna be long. Yeah.
EJ, read the comment from Cameron.
Yeah. And Cameron, to be fair, from what I'm hearing, this competition basically goes on for 2 years.
That's finished me. That's for 2 years. Bro, I am not a fan of FIFA. Let me make that clear. I'm just saying that this competition
Could have fooled us.
You're representative.
You spent 5 minutes.
I can guarantee
spent
you
5
this
minutes explaining it.
competition, as it goes ahead, just like the Champions League when it first started, was seen as a joke thing. This is gonna become extremely serious, whether we like it or not. It's just one of those things. And trust me, if it's possible, when Liverpool are in it, if I can go, I will go. I don't mind you guys, man. It's one of the
Before
ones
we get invited by the head of FIFA, mate. So we know.
Yeah.
I wish.
Free advertisement.
Maybe for the tournament.
I wish.
You get invited to play the final.
I wish. If they'd invite me, I'll be there. Like I chose speed, I'll be there. Trust me.
If anyone from FIFA is watching this and they want to sponsor us, then yeah, we love this tournament. We love it. The best tournament we've ever heard of. The best we've ever heard of.
You better make it.
I think it's been all right. I don't mind this kind of thing, but it's a farcical tournament. But I think we're gonna get. It's here to stay. Unfortunately, guys, it is what it is.
What? How often is it? Every 2 years?
He's gonna. No, he wants. Well, at the moment, anything can change. It's supposed to be every 4 years. But don't that dude is gonna, once he sees that numbers, yeah, he's gonna make it every 2 years very soon. Yeah, of course.
Mm. The deal that they signed, I don't want to go too much into this. I'm actually. Yeah, if I tell you I'm going to ask that question, let's.
If I could, I'll be there. Trust me. If I am, I'll be taking that penalty, and I'm not going to miss. I'll tell you
that. I think it's who Trump was. Yeah. Just to finish up now, because we're at the end. We've just done just over an hour. We had a departure at Arsenal. You guys are going to tell me this. Big news. Who is this guy?
Exactly. Where's the big news? How did you guys get in the panel?
I don't know. Number 2, isn't it? He's a number 2. Who cares about number 2?
Listen, as long as it's not our set piece coach that you guys know the name of, it doesn't matter.
That's all that matters. As long as Arteta's there,
he might as well promote. He should promote the set piece coach, number 2.
It might happen.
There you go.
Any news on who's coming?
I heard you guys were disappointed about this dude.
No, a lot of people want Santi Cazorla to come back.
Oh, okay.
Because they've got a good relationship, him and Arteta. So that's the name that's been flying around. But
he's still playing.
Yeah, but he might
got promoted.
Might be his last season.
Nah, they got promoted, right?
He's not going to be playing in the Liga. Come on, what we doing?
Would you, okay,
42 or something like that, isn't it?
If you got your hometown club promoted to La Liga, would you then retire?
40 years of age.
Listen, I don't want to embarrass myself, so I probably would.
Nah, mate, he'll be there.
Name
super sub.
Name me an outfield player that you know at 40 has played in one of the top leagues.
It can't. It would make a mockery of that league.
None.
Come on,
especially one that missed about 2 seasons with an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
Stop this. He should retire now. Just come to the carpet.
People are killing me up in here with these comments, man.
Oh, come on.
This is why Simply Ace had to hold it early on. You go on the attack, take man down, and then they can't come back like this.
Basically, you're telling me there's not a big loss. So why do you guys make me put this up? Like, Quansah
nobody made you. That was your idea.
Nobody made you, Jay.
One forced you, man.
There was no
Club World Cup either.
It wasn't by force. Viewers.
This is big news. I thought this was big news that you're gonna tell me how disappointed you are that he's going. You're not even bothered.
But listen, do you know the interesting thing? Have you heard who's getting appointed at Brentford, or who's the key? Their set piece coach.
Oh, is it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it's someone called Keith Andrews.
I heard. I heard the name. I didn't know who he was.
Coach is likely to be appointed. So
is he the guy with the long hair, the long blonde hair? Is that Brentford's one?
I don't know.
No, Keith Andrews. He used to play football, man. He used to play championships, like whatever. He used to,
like Blackburn or something like that.
Yeah. Blackburn rings a bell. and a few of those kind of teams. Yeah, it's a big risk, but they've done it before.
Speaking of set piece coaches,
Hey, throwing merchant. What are you talking about, Cameron?
I have some respect.
Cameron, next time come earlier so that we can deal with you.
Speaking of respect, let's end this with the last joke of the year. This is for one of the fans. Anyway, we're doing it for you in your honor. This is the quote we want to discuss.
So I missed this, but apparently this is what Levy has said. We have won a European trophy, but it's not enough. We want to win the Premier League. We want to win the Champions League. Daniel Levy. Simply Ace.
Clown.
Yeah, he's gone too far there, isn't he?
Simply Ace. What is going on here?
Their fans will lap it up, though. Simply Ace is probably
I don't even know. Well, let's see what Simply Ace says, but if they do, it's going to be hilarious.
There's nothing wrong with ambition, man, but this is getting a bit.
Hey, there's ambition and then there's lunacy.
They're just mad. I don't want. And the thing is, it's not like you went and bought like the best manager we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like you gave him like you started splashing like Man City used to do or Chelsea.
That's what I was gonna say. You bring in a bad boy manager and then you splash on 3 key signings.
Like then you drop that goal. Yeah. But I'm looking at you, I'm thinking, well, how's that gonna happen though? Like, I don't understand. Like, what are you gonna do with Van der Ven just running things at the back? How are you going to do it? Like, I don't understand what you're doing. Hey. It's just it's a very strange thing to be saying. I mean, I don't mind ambition. Just like the Man United, the Man United director of football still maintains that the target is 2028 to win the league or something. He also doesn't want to change that.
Good luck with him.
CT, this is why I said your target should be to win the league next season.
Well, yeah, if we're doing this. If we're doing this, why not?
Cameron is too much. Cameron said Cameron said
even Simply Ace knows.
Even Simply Ace knows.
I respect that.
Cameron said, is that a line from a Beyonce song?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh dear.
That's what they're calling it now, isn't it? Beyonce's home ground.
No way, it's just a weird thing to be saying. What a pressure. Thomas Frank is there trying to manage his expectation from 17, then you come up with that. Straight there.
And this is the same guy. This is the same guy who when they made the Champions League final against us, he personally bought watches for all the players. I think Rolexes or something. Bought them all watches to celebrate the fact that they made it to a Champions League. Just made it, not won the Champions League. Didn't give it to them after the match, just to celebrate the fact they got there. Then he's coming out with all this sort of stuff. The guy's nuts.
Yeah, Real has been saving that for goodness knows how many weeks.
He's never said that to me before ever.
Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Nah, man, you kept that in the chamber, boy.
I'm telling you, man. Just waiting. I've
waited for this moment for years.
I'm telling you. Ain't nothing. There's nothing wrong with rewarding your players, man. As he knew,
to get to a final, it's small time stuff, man. Come on.
Yeah, but listen,
it just should have been done afterwards.
Of course. Of course.
Nah, I don't really agree with you guys there. Listen, it's a big deal for Tottenham to make the Champions League final, and it probably won't happen again in their history. So I'm not having that. I'm just not having it.
Not according to Levy, mate.
According to Levy,
they'll be back there. They'll be back there soon, yeah.
League and Champions League double. That's what's coming.
Nah,
all right then, lads. We'll leave it on the deludedness of Daniel Levy.
And Tottenham.
Good pod, lads. Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks to all the returners who are getting involved in the comments. We love your input. Any new people watching, please do remember to subscribe. Also, turn on the bell notifications so you know when we go live every week. We are on every single Sunday from about 8:30. So make sure you catch up with us then. And again, I'll remember to say that we are also on social media. So do follow us on Instagram and on TikTok if you have accounts there. Thank you very much, Simply Ace. Hopefully see you again next week. Cheers, Kibsy. Same for you. And then, Cameron, everyone else, thanks for joining in, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
We're out.
Cheers.